One.
Good evening. Let's talk about why Germany lost the Second World War. We start in 1943. The Battle of Stalingrad begins. Joseph Stalin defeats Nazi Germany, buying a lot of time for the Soviet Union. The Soviet Union now starts pushing back Nazi Germany with a more superior air force. This marks the beginning of the end of the Second World War. The Second World War was still going by that point, but then eventually the Allies made a very nice progress in Italy. They took out Mussolini, and Mussolini asked to surrender to the Allies. But Germany was like, no, we're not doing this. So they are trying to take all of Italy to keep Mussolini in power. So they invaded the starting of the fascist regime. And then eventually the Allies put out the Axis. And Germany is starting to downfall. Now the Soviet Union, the United States, Britain and the Vichy of France, which is now finally turned back into France. They are now invading Germany. Now they take out the top of Germany for the Soviet Union, who controls the largest chunk of Germany. And eventually the Allies divide Germany, getting out Germany and Italy out of the war together. Now finally Japan. The Soviet Union and the United States are the main enemies for Japan. So the Soviet Union takes back Sakhalin, maybe, but this would give them a lot of points to win the war. So the Americans come in with a naval war, and finally in the Battle of Midway, the Japanese navy is completely destroyed. 4 aircraft carriers are sunk. That's more aircraft carriers than Russia, China, India and Thailand combined. That is so many aircraft carriers just gone. And eventually the mainland is took in, and the United States would own it, occupy it actually, for a few more years. Maybe you can just call this the American Empire. Why? Because, well, the Philippines all gained independence, marking the fall of the American Empire too. But the Allies won't give up yet. They take out the mainland and end the Second World War. Germany has been defeated for good for another 35 years. Actually, 44 more years left without any changes in Germany. It's divided, except in 1957, when the Tsar Republic joins West Germany, marking the beginning. Actually, the Cold War has still been going on. After 1949, the Soviet Union develops its own nuke, starting the Second World, the Cold War. Bye.